अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदमाह महीपते.
Then, O Lord of the earth, Pandava Arjuna with the monkey flag, seeing Dhritarashtra's party marshalled with weapons about to be discharged, raised his bow and spoke to Rishikesha, killer of Keshi. So, with this verse, we enter the next topic, verses 20 to 25, which deals with how Arjuna is ready for battle. What you need to understand is, here in these few verses, you see Arjuna raring to go. He's well prepared. He has been preparing for several years before for this battle. And he's all set. And then, in a matter of minutes, his mind takes over. And there's a complete collapse of this mighty warrior. And this is what you need to understand. The power of the mind to self-destruct. Here is Arjuna, an outstanding warrior who is well prepared for the battle. This hasn't come as a surprise to him. He knew exactly what he was up against. And he was okay. Suddenly, one little thought, he allows the mind a little leeway, and that's it. It destroys him. This is Arjuna's condition. What about us? When we are least prepared for the life's challenges. When we are not even aware of what's coming our way. And definitely we have made no attempt to fortify or strengthen the intellect. What is our condition? So you must understand the strength of the enemy. The enemy, as we saw earlier, there are no enemies outside. All the enemies are within you. It's the mind. It's your likes and dislikes, your whims and fancies, your attachments. This is what gets Arjuna down, his attachments. And looking at the entire scenario from a personal standpoint. You have no business looking at things from your personal standpoint. When you see things only from your personal standpoint, what you are asserting, in other words, is that I am the only person alive in the entire universe. Nobody else exists. Therefore, you must look at you must have what is known as the totality vision. Focus on your duties, your obligations. So anyway, here, Sanjay again points out to Dhritarashtra the fact that the Pandavas are extraordinarily strong. Arjuna has picked up his bow. He's ready to fight. And the monkey flag, Kapidhvaja, is a sign of Hanuman's pledge to Arjuna to support him in the battle. And Hanuman, mind you, is a person who is by himself extraordinarily strong. So, here is Arjuna perfectly clear about his obligations, and the time has come to execute the plan, and in a matter of a few seconds, he just completely collapses. Sanjay addresses Dhritarashtra as Lord of the Earth. Lord of the Earth, Mahipati, because Dhritarashtra, as we've seen, represents the mind. And the world is nothing but a projection of your own mind. So therefore you find different people in the same city, in the same family, in the same home, experience different worlds. You find a doctor's mind projects a doctor's world. The doctor's world is totally different from yours and mine. A businessman's mind projects a businessman's world. A good mind projects a good world. A bad mind projects a bad world. Therefore it is that in the Mahabharata, Krishna wanted to prove this, that the world is not what it is. The world is what you want to see it. It's a projection of your mind. So he calls Yudhishthir, Dharmaraja, the embodiment of goodness, and says, Yudhishthir, I need an ace crook to do some work for me. Will you find me one evil person? Yudhishthir says, of course, Krishna, I'll do anything for you. Then he calls Duryodhana the wicked, evil person and tells him, Duryodhana, I need a God's good man, a perfectly reliable, totally good person, because I have an urgent job for him. Will you find me a good person? Duryodhana also says, of course, Krishna, anything for you. Both Yudhishthir and Duryodhana go around the same world at the same time and come back to Krishna. Yudhishthir goes to Krishna and says, he was very crestfallen. He says, Krishna, I'm feeling so ashamed of myself. You gave me one simple job to do, but I can't do it. So Krishna says, what happened? He says, you asked me to find an ace crook. I can't find one evil person in the world. Everyone is good. So Krishna says, doesn't matter, Yudhishthir. The job is done anyway. And then 2 minutes later, Duryodhana comes to Krishna and again says, Krishna, you gave me one simple job and I thought I could easily do it, but I searched the whole world. I can't find one good fellow. Everybody is a crook. So what's the message? The world is a projection of your mind. So if you see evil out there, if you see only crooks out there, it's a reflection of your mind. So at least to people who have attended today's lecture, don't go around talking about crooks. They'll understand immediately. So the definition of a good person is a person who is incapable of thinking that another one could do him harm. What a fabulous thing. That is why yesterday we saw Yudhishthir was called Ajata Shatru, one whose enemy was not born. Means not that the enemy wasn't born, he did not consider anybody as an enemy. Fabulous mindset to have. Next verse, 21 and 22.